There are certain regions in the US that are seen as the mecca of hip-hop. You have the West Coast, primarily Los Angeles and Compton. Then you have New York, and in certain cases you have down south in Texas. In the Midwest, you have Kansas City, Missouri for the people that are underground fans, and then Detroit for people that are Eminem fans, and then you have down south in Atlanta for some of the origins of trap music. But very rarely do you hear anything about Maryland. The only people that I know of that have come from Maryland that have made somewhat of a name for themselves are Rico Nasty, Logic, Takeo Bang, and King Los. Those are the only few that I can remember offhand that come to mind. Very rarely do you hear about people coming from Baltimore, and Takeo Bang is one of those people. But when you hear Baltimore hip-hop in comparison to rappers from Maryland as a whole, it's a totally different ballgame. When you hear Baltimore club music, it's its own genre of music. You don't hear it anywhere else in the world. It's its own type of music. And when you hear rappers from Baltimore, they just, as the youth say, hit different. And that's the best way to put it. Listening to Rich, Rude, and Reckless 3 is one of the most interesting listens that I've had in 2019, and it's just about April. It's one of the most interesting records in regards to how Baltimore hip-hop is seen, because not that many people can hear the beat selection and think, this belongs on a hip-hop record. Now, myself being from Maryland and hearing some people that are in the Baltimore hip-hop scene at least a little bit more frequently than others, I understand why they choose the beats that they do and talk about the things that they do. A couple of the tracks on here, one is Cheat on Me, which features Hunted Hunted. That song is actually pretty good. It kind of has like, if Baltimore met Slim Shady kind of thing. That's just how I see it. And then there's a song like Scary, and the beat sounds like something you would hear on a commercial rap record, something made by someone that is in either the underground going into mainstream or so on and so forth. It sounds legitimate. And then there are records like Hip Hop, and that's referencing one of the fast food places that is in Baltimore called Hip Hop Chicken and Fish. And it's really cool when you start to hear things like that. You're like, yep, I totally understand what you're talking about. But then you hear about someone from LA or New York talk about some place that's out there, and you're like, I don't know what that is. And then you look it up and you know it. So it's certain cultural diversities about what you speak on in a song that makes things more relevant to where you are. That's why I feel like Baltimore hip-hop needs to be talked about more. It needs to be spread around. It needs to be spoken on, because it's just important. It's just as important as New York hip-hop. It's just as important as Atlanta, Texas, and so on. Because everyone has a voice, and much like how Andre 3000 said back at the Grammy acceptance speech, the South has something to say. But in this case, Baltimore has something to say. We have a voice, and we're trying to get it out there. Not that many people are becoming accepted from the Baltimore hip-hop region, which is kind of strange. There's a lot of hidden gems that are in this hip-hop scene. Not just the people that I've covered on the channel, but Takeo Bang was just getting his recognition based off of everything that he was dealing with, and this man has plugs from Pusha T. So there are people that are in the Baltimore hip-hop world that are being put out there, but it's just a matter of time and exposure at this point. These guys need to start pushing themselves on different platforms too, and I've actually talked about this recently with one of the Meji ENT members. They need to spread their reach and not just be on one platform, and that's what they're trying to do now, and I really appreciate that. This project is definitely something that Matty has kept up his image of being a throwing up the middle finger. I don't care what you think of me or what I do. I'm trying to be out here for myself. I'm on the way to be rich. I am rude and I am extremely reckless. This holds up the image perfectly. I highly recommend you guys listen to it. It's different. That is the best part about this record, is that it is different. It's not like your Yellow Wolf albums. It's not like your Anonymous albums. It's not like a Denzel Curry record. It's nothing like those people. It's just different. And even though there are parallels to Tate Cobain's music and Matty Rich's music, it doesn't sound the same. There are some mainstream appearances with some of the lyrics here and there, but it still makes the music unique. It still makes it kook music. So, like I said, I highly recommend you guys listen to it. It's only available on Spinrilla, so I'll leave a link below in the description. And I think that's all I have to say on this record. So, let me know what you guys think of it. Leave a comment down below. If you're new to the channel and you just found out about it, subscribe to the channel. I never say that anymore in these videos. And I think that's all. Yeah, that's all. Tune in next week when I review the brand new Ghost record, the scheduled broadcast. I am looking forward to reviewing that next week. And it will be next week. Finally. Some kind of schedule when it comes to these videos. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. Stay selfish. Peace.